Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. For all of y'all that have never been here before, my name is Beth. We are going to unmold the two molds that I did on my last video that I did with the new for me Alumilite Hydrocast. They have been sitting in the mold all day and all night, so I don't know if that's good or bad, but we're going to find out together. I wanted to show you that yes, I am wearing the earrings that I made last night on the last video, and I really like them. They were easy peasy, and Linda had made a comment on the last video that she really liked UV resin because it was a great way to make a really quick gift, and it is. UV resin is a very easy way of making a really quick gift. If you need a pair of earrings, or if you need a necklace, or if you need you can do it in about 10 minutes start to finish. And so she is right there. The reason why I am not a big fan of UV resin anymore is because it is very toxic, and a lot of people don't like to hear this, but I'm real. I don't know how else to be, and I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what company says what. If you do your own research, you look at the chemicals that are being used, you look at the research from the amount of people that are becoming more and more quickly allergic to resin. It's starting with UV resin. It's starting out with UV resin. UV resin is what tore my hands up, and it took me almost a whole year to get them back to where they were, because I didn't know better. I didn't know about wearing protective gloves. I did not know. No one that I watched on YouTube back then said anything about needing PPE. So I am going to stress it, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be straightforward, and I'm just going to tell it like it is. You don't have to take my word for anything. Do your own research. But look at the ingredients. It is toxic, and you need to be aware of it. Now you can do things so where you can still use it. You can wear a respirator. You can wear nitrile gloves that's at least 8 mil. Anything else less than that, the chemical can go through, can seep through the gloves. And once again, you don't have to believe anything I say or what any other YouTube person says. Do your own research, please. That's how I found out. Okay. But yes, UV resin, if you do it right, it can be something that is beneficial. But I have just learned I can get the same effects without having to use it. So I very rarely use UV resin anymore. But Vinecrafter was so nice to send it to me. They asked me if I wanted it. And I know that there's a lot of y'all out there that do use UV resin. And so I said, sure, send it to me. And that's the reason why I did the video. This right here, you can't really, I don't think you need to try to make jewelry with Ecopore. I know some people do, and it would work fine with this because there's a base, there's a backing to it. But I tried it, and it breaks really easy. My preference for jewelry is polymer clay. Straight up. I think it looks better than resin jewelry. It is non-toxic, and that's just my choice. But I don't even know how we got started here. We're going to do the Hydrocast. Oh, that's what it was. I was showing you that I was wearing those. We're going to do the Hydrocast. We're going to demold it. We're going to see how damp it is after setting in the mold. If it's dry enough, I want to go ahead and do the clay too. and get that on there. So I'm going to just flip this around. I just want to come on and say hi. But I'm going to flip this around and hopefully get it up on the thing. There we go. See, they're still right there, right where I left them. Color looks exactly the same. It does not look like it's changed at all on the bottom. Good thing is it didn't suck in. And because I moved the molds around. And if you're wondering what I mean, if you've ever had a mold, and I'm hoping that one didn't do it, because I moved that one around and that was a little bit more flexible. But if you've ever had a mold where it bulges out in the center, it's because the mold was not stable enough. Oh, no, that did pretty good too. Okay. Now, this is the first time I've used the Hydrocast. And I don't think that I went over the cost difference. Mix to mold is for 5 pounds. 5 pounds worth of powder. I think it's a 5-pound bucket. Let me check and make sure. But I'm almost sure it's a 5-pound bucket. Actually, it's a 5.5-pound bucket. And it costs $20.99 before tax at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is about the cheapest place I found to get that. So, with tax and everything, it's like $22. This is a 3.3-pound bag of that, but then you have your Hydrocast liquid, which adds another pound, according to the package. And this costs $12.50 on Walmart. $12.50, and plus tax if you pay tax wherever you are. I don't know if you can get this if you're not in the United States. I think you can still get Alumilite, right? Claire and for y'all that live, Vivian, I know you're in Australia, right? Claire is in UK, I believe. For all y'all that are not in the United States, let me know if you can get Alumilite products where you are. So I'm going to say it is a little cheaper than the mixed mold. So we're going to see. We're going to see how it does. Cleans up pretty good. Okay, lots of air bubbles. I don't mind that because I put 3 different but I did shimmy shake this. So these air bubbles in the rim okay. So I am going to take this is how I do the other. So this is just water. This is how I do mixed mold. So this is what I'm going to do here too. I'm going to wet it. Yeah, I'm just seeing how it sands down compared to what the mixed mold did. Sometimes if the air bubbles are not that deep, you can get rid of them on the rim. And I do the water to keep it from floating in the air. It's getting there. I'd have to do more sanding. But I think I'm probably going to be able to. I'm going to be able to sand those air bubbles right out of there. In fact, you can barely see. Let's see. Just a little bit right there. Okay. And the same thing with the bottom here. I'm not going to take that lip totally off. I don't think. I feel like it belongs there. But now there is an air bubble right there. So I do want to get rid of that. And it was just that easy. Okay, now one of the things that I have noticed, oh, and I should have brought paper towels down here. One of the things I have noticed is when you spray, it does not change colors. In fact, the water doesn't really absorb into it like it does with mixed mold. It does a little bit, but not much. Nothing like, yeah, there's some bubbles here, so just you're probably not going to see hardly any of this anyway, but I'm just doing it to see if you can correct the problem. And oh yeah, that's working pretty good actually. Wow. Okay. That pretty much took care. Well, nope, I see a little bit. That's pretty cool right there. Okay. It doesn't have the same weight. It's not as heavy. I don't know. I can't find anything bad to say about this. Yeah, I'm drying it off just because I put water on it. The color is actually quite nice. Okay. Well, let's go with this one. And this one's going to be harder to get out. Okay. Did you hear it pop? There it goes. Get the mold back. To its original. Okay. The colors were spotty. We got the air bubbles though around the rim. But we know that we can fix those. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Now these tend to look like they're a little bit deeper. And normally with mixed mold, I would just take a little bit of powder and water and very easily repair that. Which of course, mixing the Alumilite Hydrocast is a little bit more involved than the mixed mold. And you don't use water. I almost did. Because I'm so used to using water. But I caught myself when I was pouring this. As you saw on the video, if you watched the video. did get over to the booth today and get a few more things put in. That one's pretty deep. That's on the inside, so I definitely want that one out, and I'm using the rougher side right now. Okay. This just really doesn't even look like it needs to be sanded down, but I'll just go ahead, not the rough side. And I just want to see what the bottom's going to look like if I sand it down a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, this is how I sort of save my, I sort of wipe them off. They tend to last longer. Okay. And I'll put it back in there. Just going to use this to wipe this off. I don't have any more paper towels down here. Okay, and I'm going to dry this just a little bit. So we'll put water. It does feel different. Now I'm doing this on purpose to see if that changes with me applying heat, and it actually is changing a little bit, y'all. Whew, quite hot. Okay. You know the weight of a terracotta pot? About this size? That's what this feels like. About the same weight as a terracotta pot. It's not a whole lot lighter than the mixed mold, but it is a little bit lighter than the mixed mold. Now, before we get into what I'm going to do with this, I want to show you what I picked up at the Dollar Tree today. I went to both booths today. I went to the refinery. I couldn't tell you what my booth looked like. I did talk to Kelly, and I told her, I said, I know, I haven't been here, I haven't. But I'm almost at the point where I've got my booth pretty well stocked over at the warehouse. And I'm trying to get caught up on my YouTube videos. And I'm hoping in the next couple of days to have some free time to go over there and get that booth built back up. And when I went by there, I went by the Dollar General. No, the Dollar Tree. I don't hardly ever go to the Dollar General. And I also found out there was a scan code where it would download. I downloaded the Dollar Tree app on my phone. And while I'm in there, if I have a question of what the price is, all I have to do is scan it on my phone and it tells me what the price is, which is really cool. This did not come from the Dollar Tree. This came from Walmart. I just wanted to show you. This is the paint that I get to spray paint everything before I paint it. I get this at Walmart. It's primer. I've got it in the black, the white, and the gray. And it's $5.26. No, it's $5. Is there a... I think it's $5.67 for one. But they have a 2-pack that was on sale for $9.98. So I got the 2-pack today, and I had other stuff delivered, so they just delivered this too. So I got the 2-pack in the black. And these are all just gray primers. I got it in the gray and then the white. That allows me, if I have glass, I can spray this, and then I can use the milk paint, I can use the fusion, I could use the folk art chalk paint, I can use anything on it because it's got a foundation with this. And I just wanted to share that with you. And I haven't been in the Dollar Tree in a while. And I went in there for plastic forks, spoons, and knives. They have the best deal on plastic utensils. And yes, I am a firm believer in paper plates and plastic silverware. I can't say, we have a dishwasher. We do. But you basically have to clean everything before you put it in the dishwasher. And I have done dishes since I was 7 years old. I do not enjoy doing dishes. Some people do. I do it. I can't stand a dirty kitchen. But I don't enjoy it. So, we do use paper serving bowls. Not serving bowls, but the individual. We use paper bowls, we use paper plates, and we use plastic utensils. With pretty much everything we eat. Now, the funny thing is I do not like a paper cup. I have to have my glass coffee cup, and I have to have a glass drinking glass to drink out of. I don't like... I know, I'm weird. But the other stuff, and the Dollar Tree has it cheaper than any place else. For the same amount that it costs $10 at Walmart or Publix or Kroger's, you can get it for $5 at the Dollar Tree. Okay. Oh, I missed a thing. Oh well, maybe I should keep a thing down here anyway. Okay. You know I get these, and I was out. I I had this many, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, pretty much. That was all I had left over here. And these cotton rounds are great for cleanup. And I think I got 3 or 4 of those. Yeah, I got 4 of those at the Dollar Tree. And so I'm stocked up again on these. They go right over there. And then I got magic erasers. And no, they're the generic kind, but I don't care. And I was almost out of Huggies, wipies. And so while I was there, I bought more of those. And I'm going to put these over here. And then I got me some Three Musketeers. Okay, and then I bought some styrofoam, green. I do not like the other, the floral foam, the mushy. I don't like that. I can cut this, and I just much prefer to use this other than the other one. I don't like the other one. But I'm going to put it back in the bag because I'm going to put some other stuff in with it in just a minute. But let me bring this over. Oh, I got 2 of the, and what I'll do is I'll put one over here so I have it, because I'm going to have to clean some stuff up for the booth. And I got a bunch of floral picks. And I normally do not find anything at the Dollar Tree and floral picks. But oh, did I today. And I got another one of these. Oh, yep. That one is getting a workout. It's like this. Only it's got extra razor blades, and it only cost me $1.50. So this one came off of Temu. It cost me $1.98, but it only came with 1 blade. Dollar Tree, $1.50, and it came with extra blades. So go to the Dollar Tree and buy those things. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I got this, that I even looked at this, was I've been watching people with carrots, and they're using this greenery as the top. They're just cutting it, and some of it, was it that one? Yes, I think that I decided that was the one that looked the most like carrot tops. So I got those, not just to use for carrot tops, but to have greenery and other things. So I think I got 3 of those. I did. I got 3 of those. And when you pull them apart, one little bunch would work in something like that. And I got 3 of those. And then I liked this one just because I do not like the way they put those things on, though. I can't stand those. I like the color green on those, but I only got 2. I think I got all that they had. I think that's all they had was the 2. And then I got 3 of these. The same thing with this. It's just greenery. But I thought it looked pretty good. Now, I'm real funny when it comes to greenery. And if it looks real fake, I won't touch it. Now, I love these. They're not very full. You're going to have to, but if you put some in with the greenery, and I got, did I get 3 of these? I was hoping to get 3 of those, but I got 2 of those. I think I got some more in another thing. But I don't know, maybe not. I got 2 of these, which I think are really pretty. Because I thought we got 2 of those too. So, let me look in the bag. Nope. I guess that's it. Okay. Thought I had another bag, but I guess not. So, I did get a bunch of stuff for upstairs. Oh, and I did get this. I think I put some of this stuff up. That's the bad thing. And now I've got a place for stuff, and so when I get it, I just put it up. Got these 2. I got 20 of these. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use those for yet, but it's wood strips, and I'm going to be upcycling a bunch of stuff, and so I got everyone they had, and you can't find these all the time. And I think I got something else, but I don't remember what it was. But I think I've already put it up. I'm looking around to see if I see it anywhere. Oh, wait, they're upstairs. I bought some hummingbird feeders. I bought 4 of those. And some other things, but I don't remember what they were. I'll take those upstairs. Okay. Let me move these up here. Let me see if I can't find the mold I want to use. This may take a while. They're IOD molds though, so they're going to be the bigger ones. Okay, they're not up there. IOD molds are easier for me to find because they're the bigger ones. That's the holiday one, so they're not in that section. Those are the frame molds. Okay, I think they're over here. Yep, that's the mold I want. And this mold. Okay. Cabbage leaf. And the rabbit. I haven't used these yet. And y'all know I really like this stuff right here. And yes, you can get it on Redesign with Primo website. I've got 4 more of these coming from the company. They're $8.99 for 2 of them. This box right here. And if you order, I think a $50 order, it's shipping free. If not, you have to pay for shipping. I paid $13.99 for one off of Etsy before I realized that the Redesign with Prima have their own. They don't have a whole lot, but they do have these, and I love this stuff for the clay work. You don't even have to dust your molds with anything. Now this is going to be big, and I'm going to have to cut it down. But I am going to do the whole thing. I am going to do it really, really thin though. And I'll show you something else I got off of Amazon in just a minute once I get this down. I am pushing it down pretty good because I do want a definite pattern. But I don't want it as thick. It does not need to be thick at all. In fact, the thinner the better on this, because it's going on a solid back. Okay. I got this off Amazon. It cost me $8.99. This is a great buy. If you don't have any brayers, I suggest you go to Amazon. I'll put a link to it where I bought mine, because it comes with that brayer. It comes with this. It comes with another brayer. And then it comes with this small little brayer. And this small little brayer is great at moving this around in. Now even this one would be good. Oh no. Well, unless they're bad brayers. I'm trying to make this super thin. And I am going to have to cut some of this off. But I'm not sure how much yet, so I'm going to do the whole thing until I know just how much I do need. Oh, this is not good. Okay, don't get this. See, that's the reason why I use the tools I buy, so you can see. Why does it keep coming out? Now maybe that's what it needed. Oh, wait. I think that's what it needed. Let me switch that over to, yeah, where it's level and it's not on this hump thing. And I don't care what the back looks like as far as lines. I just want to make sure it's good and even all the way across. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, this is super thin, so I have to be real careful with this. Oh wow, that is lovely. Look at that cabbage leaf. Let's see if I can pick it up. Oh, I can even, ah. Okay, you remember the thing that I had that I couldn't find that I wanted? And that's why I wanted it. I want that. Okay. That is what I want right there. So, I'm very carefully trimming the excess off. Oh, this clay is wonderful to work with. Oh, it is so nice. Okay, so I have this left over. I do not want to glue this right now. I'm going to put that there. Set this over here. We're going to go once again. And since I know about where to go, then that's what I'm going to do on this next one. But I know I can go that thin, and it works well. This clay is awesome, and I do not know why you can't find it everywhere and why everybody is not using it. I've used it all, and oh, you better believe I much prefer this over DOS. And I like IOD, I do, but IOD's clay is like DOS. It can't compare to this. And I don't want to get anybody upset. I'm just telling you like I see it. And of course, these are all my opinions. Just like everything else is everybody else's opinion that do product reviews. But I've used the ones that I'm comparing to. Everybody's got their favorite. I love mixed demold, but if I can find something that does just as good a job for a cheaper price, I'm there. Okay. Now the thing about this clay is you don't get a whole bunch. But what you do get, you can really thin out. It doesn't leave the powder. I don't like that powdery feel all over your hands when you use the DOS air dry clay. This is an air dry clay. But the definition that you get is almost like polymer clay. It's soft. It is not, it molds very nicely. It's almost like porcelain clay, if y'all have ever used porcelain clay. I don't think I'm going to need this much, but I don't want to get it okay. And I am going to braid this down to make sure that it is down good. To get really good. Oh, yeah, okay, this is not good. This keeps coming off, y'all. So, do not get this set. I thought it was a good price, but not if it's going to just keep popping off. Let me go with a little one and see if the little one's better. I don't want you getting anything that's going to cause more stress when you're trying to use it. A bad tool is a horrible thing to have. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's got a hole right there. Why? Oh, it had a piece of dry clay, which is okay. I mean, cabbage isn't perfect either, right? And we will be painting this anyway, so... Okay. And we're going to bring that over here. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay. Did I do that where it... Yeah, it just went up a little bit. Okay. And this is the reason why I did these in green. Okay. Now, I need to do just a centerpiece. Now this one I'd already taken some, oh see, I didn't clean this out. And you see where all these little pieces are? That's going to leave a little hole. So make sure you clean your mold out before you do it again. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting every little tiny bit out of here. Okay. My hoodie sleeve is okay, so I'm going to open up a new one. Get it warm because it's cold. There it goes. Okay, let me see if I can't just. Oh, yeah, that came out great. Okay, and that is the one that the sides are the ones that's not going to have the top. Let's see if this is going to work the way that I think it's going to work. We have that, and oh yeah, that's going to work. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that on there. Okay. I don't want there to be too much glue. Around the top. But I want there to be enough to really adhere this piece to. And I am sort of pinching it down because it's going to be covered up to get a really good adhesion to the piece. Okay, And at this point, it's real important that you keep your fingers fairly clean from the glue, because you don't want this sticking to your hands. So keep the glue separate. Probably should have just went ahead and poured, it's not pouring, did all of the pieces, but I wanted to give that a couple of minutes to dry before I had to flip it over. Okay, so we're going to start with another one. And even though I know that I'm not I don't want there to be holes. Okay. And even though I know that I'm not going to use this part, I want it to be even, so make sure it's pretty even everywhere. Okay. Let me see. Okay. And this does not have to be perfect, y'all. I mean, you know, it's cabbage. Okay. I'm going to do this away from the mold because I don't want the glue getting on the mold. I'm just spreading the glue out, making sure it gets all the way out to the edges. Okay. And I'm sort of looking at how far apart, but even that doesn't have to be perfect. You do want to push down on it gently, so you know that it's getting. But on these sides that I know is going to be covered up, you see what I'm doing? I'm actually pushing down because I know that's not going to show it anyway. And that way I know that it's going to have a really good connection. Okay, so we have that one. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Let me get that mold out of the way. Okay. And if I have a little bit too much, I can put it over here on this one. And I am using the Fast Cure Tight Bond glue. I've used a lot of different glues. This is the one that I prefer. It has a great hold and it dries fairly quickly. Okay. Now you're going to have to hold it that way on the inside. And I am just going to go bloop. And I want all this covered, so I may stretch it out a little bit, make it work. And I am bringing it down to make sure. And again to this side. This clay is so forgiving and so easy, and if it cracks a little bit, I'm okay with that. But I'll be painting it. I'll give it about an hour, I guess. And then I'll come back and go ahead and put the first coat of paint on there. That helps the cracking, believe it or not. And I'm going to pick this up right now. Get it ready to go on. I find it easier to do this. It's real important to have enough glue. You want the glue to go all the way out to the very edge. I know it looks sloppy, but you want that adhesion. Okay. And I am going to just plop it on there. And then I will move it around. Any way I need to. Get everything covered. I'm pushing it down because I do want those. And see, I've got glue there, and I'm not worried about the glue because we're going to be painting this. So I'm not worried about the glue. I will probably set this down in a minute and go over with a brush with a little bit of glue water. And make sure it is all covered and connecting with each other. And it's looking good. And once again, let me set this down. It's all going to be painted, and it's going to be painted green. So I'll tell you what, this glue is good though. This glue sticks to you. Oh, and Dana's stuff that she sent me, I'm going to have to buy some of it because, oh, it's wonderful. It gets this glue off so easily. I need to cover my, and I'll show you when you put this on, you put your thumb down. It's like a Tupperware. If you ever, you want that down, that indentation, that way you know you've got the air out of it. And I am up. I got these little pieces, but there's glue on there and they've started to dry out, so I don't want to put them back in. So I'm trying to get all the little pieces off so it's not sticking to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to leave that glue right there. And I'm going to get me a little brush that I don't care anything about. That's a good brush. That's a cheapie. And a little bit of water. I'm going to wet my brush. And then I'm going to stick it in the glue. Okay. And then I'm going to pick this up very carefully. And I am going to run this around. This is when not having nails is a good thing. If you have nails, this might be a little difficult for you. And I do want it runny so it goes down into any gaps. Okay. Oh, I need to get I'm out of wipies and I'm out of. But let me try this. I don't want it on here. I just want it on the clay. So okay. Once again, I'm going to get a little bit more glue. And as you can see, there's little spots. And if it needs a little bit more of the regular glue, then I'm pushing that down in there. I'm making sure, oh, the brush, oh, come on. Okay, I got it. I want to make sure I don't have enough on my, there we go. I'm going around to any place that I think is a gap that needs to be And I'm trying to hold it up so you can see what I'm doing. And there is a gap right there, but that is because the clay is thick. It is stuck to the other clay. It's just thicker, so it has left. That is not down good. And once again, I'm using the water to thin it out. And if I get too much, then I go back and take it off. Am I worried about the clay being on top of the... No. You see that there? And that is a big old gap. And I'm getting my... And then I'm going to push. And the same thing here. Can you see? Let me change hands. Yeah, there we go. Actually, oh, there's a... Yeah, see, I saw it. I took the brush and I went down in there. And there's another hair from the brush. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, I got it. Now this might crack a little bit in certain areas, and that is okay. I think I just about got it all covered. I'll look at it again really fast in just a minute. I'm going to clean up my tools before it gets impossible to get them clean. And the same thing with this. Even though it's a cheap little piece, I can put this up because I can't use that. I still want to keep them I got a bunch of these, I think off Amazon. And I love to paint with them too. But of course you can see it's nothing but wood and brush. There is no metal or anything. And too many cleanings, and these just won't be usable. And the brushes are already coming out. But for something like glue, they're wonderful to use. Okay, that has already started getting too hard to use. That's starting to get crumbly. Right there. I was going to try to get a snail done. We are going to have to do a rabbit. But I'm wondering if I shouldn't wait until that is done before I do the rabbit. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't do a rabbit to go inside with some greenery and letting the cabbage. And then I'm wondering if I should just have the rabbit head sticking out. And that's all the cleanup for that. But let's see. Okay, I am going to open that because I don't think that was shut all the way anyway. Oh my, it does not take that much. I love the way that it cleans up after itself. I really want to do a carrot too, and I think I am going to do a carrot with this while I've got it out. Okay, let's see how easy it is to get those antennas out. Oh wow, y'all. Oh, that was easy peasy. So this is gonna sit right there, flat. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and do a carrot. What if I could do a whole carrot, you know, back and front? I should have ordered more than 4 of these. Oh. Look how smooth that goes on. I mean, seriously, just smooth. And I got glue all over my hand, and it's still doing better. Okay, let me get all these. That's from glue. It is sticking to my thumb that's got glue all over it. let me go ahead and get the carrot out and get that over here. Just so you can, oh, look at that. Oh, that is, oh, that's amazing. This is why you should do it with clean hands, though. Because now I've got, I don't know which glue and what. I think that's glue in the snail. Because all the others coming off pretty good except for that one spot. Like that brush. Okay, come on. There it goes. Okay. And I'm going to do this rabbit right here. Oh no. I do want them to be thicker. Whoop. Oh wow, the whole thing came out. I don't think I need all that, but we'll use it. It makes it easier if you got a bunch. And then all you have to do is this. And it pretty much just comes out level. Okay, where's the small one? Here's this one. This one would be perfect if it would stay together. Stay together. It's not like I can glue it. Because this is the perfect size. There is the rabbit. And I'm going to lay it right over there. And there's really not anything else we can do. Until this dries a little bit more, and then we could paint it green. I need to decide on what color green that I want to paint it, and then I have to decide if I want to put the rabbit on, or if I want to put the rabbit on the inside with some flowers and stuff. Yeah, now if I did the resin, this may be up a little bit more, but because it is clay, even though I know this stuff is strong, because I did that drop test. If y'all didn't see that video, you need to go and look at it. But I did the drop test, so I know that it's strong. But it's sort of thin there, so I don't have much over the rim. And once I get it painted and everything, I don't think that you're going to even notice any of this. It's all going to just sort of blend in together. Okay. And these are the things Dana sent me. And you see all this, right? That's the glue. I mean, I got a bunch of glue on my hands, and that is what you don't want to do, the air dry clay with your hands like this, because then it sticks. And thankfully, this air dry clay is so forgiving. But see, I've got a bunch of glue on this. Okay. And I'm going to show you. See, it's just coming off my hands. And you don't want it to get on a piece that's still drying. Like the snail. You don't want that. And yes, I do use my brushes for cleaning tools also. A dry brush works wonders for certain things. Okay. Uh-oh. It's like an oil. But it takes it right off. Do you see that? Now that's air dry clay, and I don't know how it's gonna, because they've dried together. And some of this glue has dried. I mean it. Oh yeah, look at that. It does work really well. And then I take a wipey and I wipe it off. And I don't have to scrub my, look at all the glue coming off. I don't have to scrub with the scrub brush when I use those. If I didn't use those and I went upstairs, I would have to take the little nail brush and scrub and scrub and scrub to get that off of there. But with this stuff, I don't have to. I still have to wipe it off. But it just comes off so much easier. I don't have the scrubbing involved. Yeah, I keep not wearing those nails thinking that my nails will get a little bit better, but boy, my nails are horrible. I don't know what the deal is with them. But that's the reason why I've not been wearing the nails. I'll eventually say, well, just forget it. If they're going to be horrible, I might as well just go ahead and put the nails on anyway. But I'm sort of stubborn when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, oh, well, I'll just give it a little bit longer. Well, let's just give it a little bit longer. Okay, how long is this video? 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we really can't do anything until this dries. And my phone doesn't do real good about holding a charge and then me coming back tomorrow and finishing this. So I think this is just going to be a continuous video. If I do it every day and you come back to see the steps, would that work? Would you see my teeth? I had to take it out. Would you watch it? I know it's pretty gross about, sorry if that bothered you. But I had something in there and I had to get it out real quick. I'm looking for the top to the it's on the glue. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I think the best thing to do is just to let this be the next part to the video. And you may have to go back and check. Like, you know, this is... It all looks pretty good to me, though. That little piece right there is going to bother me, though. I'm good with that. Okay. I don't know, I might be able to paint this now. Because it is sort of getting a little bit dry. And I do want to paint, okay. That most definitely is too wet to paint, but we're going to try that. Okay, and we're going to paint it with this, the sage. I know that's not really a cabbage color, but it is one of my favorite colors, and I got a bunch of it. And I know, it looks horrible. I'm going to pour some in here so I don't have to get the brush in and out. Okay, that's a little bit. I think I want it a little bit greener than that. So, let me see. Doesn't say what color it is. It's blue. It's agave. I don't think that's so weird. I think this is the only green I've got, and it doesn't. Where's that blue? Oh, it's thick. Oh, it's not any good, I don't think. No. Okay. Well, oh, let me see if I've got any green up here. Hunter grain. It's just folk art matte. But let's just see. I don't want a whole lot. I just want to change it a little bit. I couldn't see any change in it, so Oh, that is strange. Okay. They're both folk art, so why aren't they? Oh, here we go. Ain't much change though. Well, let's try and see. I need a really soft brush though. Let's try this one. Okay. I'm doing this very, very softly so I don't disturb the clay. But I am making sure that I get down in all the grooves. Now I'm not going to be able to do the top right away. This will actually help the clay from cracking as much because it slows down the drying process. Okay, I'm having to twist it to move it. And this chalk paint's fairly thick. It's not a runny. I am going to go back over, and y'all have seen me do this a bunch of times with a soft, dry brush just to get the lines out of it a little bit. And this is not the only coat that I will be putting on this. Okay, let me see if I can't dry the bottom. Enough so I can set it down and paint the top of this. Okay, that is enough. So now I can go in and get this painted. Do I want to go in? I guess I do. Just paint the whole thing. Okay. Well, there's that. Okay. Should we go ahead and... That's still too wet. The carrot. Could we paint the carrot? I need to keep that paint. Let me go ahead and paint this color because I like this color. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but I'll probably put milk paint on this. Okay, let me dry the bottom. Okay. This looks like a good carrot color. These are all Waverly chalk paints right here. And oh, they're crumbling all over. Okay, I think that's a little bit too too thick. I don't know what's going on with these. But we'll go ahead and just and in just a minute I'll tell you what color. This is pumpkin, actually, or a really pumpkin chalk paint. Okay, I can't move any of this stuff. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just leave this stuff exactly the way it is. These I will be, this I need to find a jar to put it in. And I should know where they are. But what I will do is I will put it in this one. Because I don't want to waste this paint. Okay, and that should do it. So, I don't think I have any other choice but to make this into another video to finish this up. And there will be enough left to do because we have to put all the pieces together. And then we have to decide if we're making it into a floral piece or if we're going to put the rabbit on the front. So what I want you to do in the comments, which is pretty cool because now you can do it before I did the other video. In the comments, I want you to tell me if you'd rather me put the bunny on the piece or put the bunny inside, paint it and put it on the inside, and then put flowers around it. Where tiny flowers so you can see most of the bunny, and then taller flowers in the back which I think either way would be really cute. But this way you've got a say in how it comes out if you leave a comment. Okay, normally two-parters don't do good, but I don't have an option here. And I may have just totally disgusted so many people. I don't have anybody watching me anymore. When I had to take my top plate out because I had something lodged and it was hurting me. And I normally don't do that, but you know, I'm real here and I'm just another human being, and that's who I am. And I'm sorry if that offended anybody, but you know, yeah, it's life. And I can just imagine right now. Thankfully, I don't have all the hateful comments anymore, and that is such a blessing because that is something that comes along with YouTube, sadly. You have a lot of unhappy people out there. Okay. That's what we're going to do. That has to dry, and has to dry overnight now. There's no way. That clay has to dry. And the snail was just, you know, I may put it, I don't know. That it was just something I wanted to see how easy it worked, and it really worked well. I think the bunny is going to crack more so than any of it because we're not painting it. But, you know, we'll see. And that way we can tell if painting it helps with the shrinking or the cracking. And we'll finish this up on the next video. Alrighty. Tomorrow is Friday. This is when you'll see this. So we'll finish it up on Saturday. See you then. Oh, I always have to do this. Please hit that thumbs up like button and the share button and the notification bell and the hype button. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, I'd love for you to do that too. And we have a Facebook group. All you have to do is go to Facebook and do a search for Southern Lady Artistic Creations, and it will pop up. You do have to answer 3 simple little questions. And it will automatically approve you if you answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, it will automatically decline you. I have no control over that. It's set up automatically over there. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, I want to say a big shout out to my members only group. Thank you so much. 2 people responded to that they were members. And that was Dee Dee. I knew that you were a member. And Melissa, I knew you were a member too. And I know Donna's a member. And I know Dana's a member. And I know Karen is a member. And I know Love for Food is a member. And I know Laura's a member. Laura has been a member since the very beginning. So has Donna, and so has Dee Dee and Dana, I believe. And I know I'm leaving a lot out, and that's the reason why I really do want to do a shout out, because I've lost some people, and I don't know which ones I lost and which ones I still have. And so that's the reason why I asked if you were members only to please put in the comments that you were members only so I could get a correct listing up. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's 10:18. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, Donna put, I'm a member. I knew you remember. And I still have some cleaning to do to put more stuff in the booth for this weekend. So I will see you again on Saturday, because you'll see this on Friday. Boy, 3 videos in a row. I'm doing good, huh? We need to finish this. Okay, thank you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.